Okay, go on.
It gets more and more.
Is this the story between your
It is.
crews?
It's now reached the stage where I'm now an instructor training others.
Yeah.
And I was then a warrant officer, first class,
Hmm.
and I had 6 Nissen huts, large Nissen huts that slept 2 crews, 14 men.
Hmm.
And it was in June, I think it was June of that year, I heard a voice. I was still in bed. I knew that bloody voice. It was Freddie Miller, wasn't it? He was a warrant officer as well, on a motorbike and sidecar. And he said he knew it was me because of the mail.
Yeah.
Miller, M, and Manuel, me. And he said to me, "Oh, I suppose I should congratulate you on your Distinguished Flying Medal." I was awarded the Distinguished Flying Medal for what I did on the 13th operation on Nuremberg.
Hmm.
And I went to Buckingham Palace in the spring of 1945, and King George VI pinned the Distinguished Flying Medal on my chest, asked me how many times I'd bombed Germany, and I told him, congratulations. So Freddie said to me, "I suppose I should congratulate him." I said, "Well, it's up to you, Freddie, you know." And I thought to myself, "You fucking asshole." Sorry for the French.
Bonjour.
So I said to I used to fly with a pilot and myself, take him up on training exercises, false attacks and all the rest of it. So I said to my boss, I said, "I want that crew in our flight." He arranged it. So off we go. We made the whole bloody crew airsick.
Oh, really?
We nearly turned the Lancaster over.
Deliberately.
Did you do it on purpose?
Of course we did, yeah. And then the following day or the day after, they were on a cross country, that's training a different exercise.
Yeah.
And Freddie had problems. It was in a Halifax, not a Lancaster, but that's another story. He said when we finished what we were doing and were coming into land, he couldn't lock the undercarriage.
Oh.
And he said, "Oh, maybe going to have to bail out." He said, "Bail out, my asshole! You get this bloody kite down." I didn't bail out over Germany. I'm certainly not going to bloody bail out over Britain.
Yeah.
So take it up. So up we went, up. Now we can dive, and when we get them lock, bang, they locked on.
Oh, so you basically shake the undercarriage
That's right,
down.
to get it to lock down.
Yeah.
Because the aircraft we're using were rejects and you name it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that finished. Freddie then went to a bomber squadron. I never heard from him until, because my sister had a crush on him.
Yeah.
And my sister phoned me up one day and said, "George, Freddie's in England." Oh, I didn't know where he'd gone to. "Yeah, he came from Canada, and you're in for a surprise." "Am I?" She said, "Yes." So, the long and the short of it was, on my front door, by my bank, a lady standing. She said, My name is Myrtle. I am Freddie's wife." I said, "Where's Freddie?" She said, and he came up. Freddie. He was wearing a dog collar.
Well, become a vicar, had he?
Yes, I never did one bloody raid. Not one bloody raid.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
put him in transport command. The creep.
Creep. But this is your best mate. Did
This
you?
is 30 years after the bloody war finished, yes.
But you were still friends, weren't you?
Bye, I'd want to see. He lives in Canada.
Oh, he's still around. He's
And
still around.
Whether he's still alive or not now, I don't know. But,
Did your friendship wane?
it's absolutely stone cold, yes.
Oh, that's a shame.
I mean,
Because of-
I'm a Christian, and I believe very, very strongly in God, because he told me what to do.
Yeah.
In other words, he revived my memory of what I had to do at that point in time.
Yeah.
And he rescued me, otherwise I wouldn't be here.
Uh-huh.
And no one can argue with me. I don't care who he is. Might be the bishop of whatever. I know there is a God.
Yeah.
And I know he's going to tell me when I've had enough.
Yeah.
And I'm not worried. I'm happy about that. I want to see everyone that's behind, I leave behind, happy when I go.
And
I don't want my body preserved. I want it destroyed. And I don't want any image of me anywhere. I'm gone. I'm in heaven. Join me.
Yeah. If it's not a rude question, George, how old are you now?
94.
94.
Yes. I'll be 95 in January.
So your birthday's in January next year, 95. Well, okay.
Whether I make it or not, it's entirely up to God.
I think you will. I think you're in remarkably fantastic condition for your age.
Well, I can only put that down to those who I lived with.
Yeah.
I brought my family up. 7 years they traveled around Europe, around England, in a caravan.
Uh-huh.
Because I went where the work was.
Yeah.
And eventually, when my son was 11, he'd passed and won a scholarship, but we couldn't go. We had to move into Maidstone in Kent.
Yeah.
And then I sold the I made a caravan myself. And with the 2 caravans going to where the work was, it worked a treat, because it was nearly always by the sea. And when I said to Jane only recently that she must be disappointed, and she said, no, they had a marvelous time. They were near the
I think it would have been an adventure for kids,
and
wouldn't
my
it?
son, when he was 11, was the only one in the school with the 11 plus.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Girls, but no more boys. And he was the only one.
Yeah.
And that won him a scholarship, but we had to move out.
Yeah.
So that, and the boss I worked for, the company, he was the managing director, and I was his number 1 on this major contract down at Deal, rebuilding the pier. That I said to him on one occasion about the number of primary schools that my children had been to. And he said to me, well, I can beat that. I went to more than that.
Yeah.
I'm now the managing director of this company. So it didn't put me back in time, as it were.
Not at all.
Gained knowledge and so on.
Just you've got Jane and your son. How many children have you got altogether?
Unfortunately, I can't answer that.
You can't. Is that because you do know and you won't tell us, or you just don't know?
No. Just been safe.
Be safe.
My one and only son
Yeah.
died when he was 60.
Yeah, I remember you saying.
And that that was a tragedy that I have never recovered from. It, punishment, it has to be for something that I've done that I shouldn't have done.